Hey, welcome to Backwards Beats Podcast, and I couldn't be more excited about this upcoming episode here.
Yeah, so we took our gear and our people and our concept on the road.
That's right, that's what we did.
7 miles north of our studio to Atwaters in Catonsville, Maryland, Music City, Maryland.
That's correct.
And we did our live podcast. Most importantly, though, we chose an album that we thought should be on this list that unfortunately is not.
That's true. So I think this is going to be a fun ride for everybody. We're doing Boston's debut album. What you get to hear is how the sausage is made. There's some live ad reads, some good audience participation. It was a great night.
For those who will be listening in, do know we had to make some edits for BMI ASCAP reasons. You don't get to hear the songs like the audience did. There'll be some pretty hard clips and a narrator to bring you through it. Outside of that, though, you're getting a full, uncut, unadulterated version of exactly what you would have had if you'd bought a ticket that night.
Yeah, minus the music. So enjoy.
But plenty of audience participation.
All right, everybody. It's the moment you have been waiting for. We are about to begin. Please join me in offering a warm welcome to Dan Woodard and Carl Carter Fonstiel, the hosts of tonight's event. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Thank you so much. That's the most preparation we've ever done for a podcast.
It brings me great joy to say, for the first time on tape here, welcome to the Backwards Beats Podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
And we are live with you here at Atwaters in Catonsville, Maryland, in front of a sold-out house.
What's this, like, with 1,500 people? Something like that?
Something like that.
Right,
I didn't
yeah.
look at the rider.
Yeah.
So really, this all came to be when Daniel one day brought an idea. Carl.
I was in the shower.
I'd like to, I'm sure you were, thinking of Carl. Daniel goes, I'd like to do a piece of media where I deep dive on songs and I tear them apart and I like really show the structures of them. What do you think? And I said, I think you would have an audience of really, really committed musicians only. Mm-hmm. I was just getting out of a podcast and I had a shower idea as well that was not flushed out at all, which was I've been sitting on this 500 top albums of all time list from Rolling Stone magazine forever. And I always thought how cool to be to listen to all these, because what I love about it is it was content driven. We don't have to come up with the content. Our mission statement's clear.
Mindless.
Quite until it wasn't.
Yep.
Between my willingness to say yes to everything, and then Daniel's incredible tech knowledge and willing to dive into anything very deeply, we got it done. And yeah, a year and a half later, here we are.
Here we are.
And we are not as prepared as I thought we were to do the live show thing. But man, we're ready to talk about music.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to do today. What are we doing?
So, as you know, this podcast is about 500 greatest albums of all time. This is not one of them.
Unfortunately. I mean, we think it is.
We think it is, yeah.
It's not on the list.
Yeah. Literally.
Which is crazy because there's some dog shit albums on that list.
So far.
Yeah, we found a few.
Yeah.
And we've looked forward and we've seen there's probably a few as well.
Yeah.
So
we're about to listen to one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
To pay homage to a wonderful band, tonight we'll be soaking in the bliss of the 1976 album Boston by the band Boston.
Yeah. This is sort of an amazing story about this album and the band.
The guy.
Yeah. So one way to look at this is Boston was formed in Boston. Actually, it was Watertown, Massachusetts, just outside of, I actually used to live in Watertown, right outside of Boston. And if you look at the back of the album, what you're going to see is Boston is Tom Scholz, Brad Delp, Barry Goodrow, Fran Sheehan, and Sib Hashian, right? That's not exactly true. Not even really close to true.
What's the truth?
So the truth is you have Tom Scholz. What's the truth? Right. I mean, eventually it is.
I can handle the truth.
Yeah. Can you handle the truth? So what you have is you have Tom Scholz, and he grew up in a family of musical people and was influenced by classical music at a young age, started playing piano, and was classically trained from that perspective.
Okay.
Then time goes by, he goes to MIT and becomes an engineer.
Why is it always people with like high level degrees who pull this off?
There's a reason.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, he graduates MIT in 5 years with a master's degree in engineering, and decides at that point he gets influenced by Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck and decides to teach himself how to play guitar at the age of 21.
Okay.
Cool. And during that time, he starts recording some demos. He was making enough money at Polaroid to start working at some recording studios and doing some demos there. And at that time, he was friends with Brad Delp, and he'd been in a couple bands. They formed a quick band called, I forget what they're called, doesn't really matter. It was like a short-lived band that they were in that essentially they started writing some demos together. And the interesting thing about that is what Tom would do is, with his copious engineering funds, he would go ahead and buy used equipment and tinker with it to try to get new guitar sounds.
That's pretty sick.
Built his recording studio in his basement, tiny basement.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. But this is 1976. Like, this is no Pro Tools. These are like tape machines and like all analog crap. Right, yeah. And so he's designing his kit as he's doing this, making these things. And he's playing pretty much all of the instruments except for drums. And he does have Barry Goodrow on guitar. So let me go back through the members, because they all do play a part in the story. But you have Tom Scholz, guitars, bass, keyboards, percussion, engineering, producing, songwriting.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. This could be called the Tom Scholz Project. You have Brad Delp, lead vocals, he's critical to the Boston sound. And so he does that, backing vocals, acoustic guitar. Barry Goodrow, who he partnered with, and they did a lot of playing together, and they played in a band together. And that's really, so there's so many harmonies. Mm-hmm. And so their playing together influenced their ability to like really play off of each other with those harmonies.
Yeah, because as studio forward as this thing could be, if you're going to do it live, you can't just hang it all on Tom.
Yeah. And then you had Jim Masita on drums. I didn't mention him yet.
Okay.
So he was the one who came in and played drums in all these early demos. And what Tom would do is he would look at the back of albums and see the address of all the record companies and just mail his tapes to the record companies. Just cold call, mail them in.
That's pretty clever.
Yep, and got rejected hard. Really hard.
Okay.
Yeah. So as he's going through all of this effort, what you end up with is a man now knocking towards 30-ish, and he's like, all right, I'm kind of done. I'm going to do one more shot of this. I'm going to stop pissing my money away. I'm married. I maybe need to be a legitimate, father type person.
He was going to give up the dream.
He's going to give up the dream. I know what that's like. And so...
I don't have my soundboard.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. So what ends up happening is Tom would send out these tapes to anybody who was interested. And eventually he sent it to this friend of his who worked at Polaroid. And his friend had a connection through, I think, CBS. Eventually gave it to CBS. So before I talk about this, actually, one of his rejections was from Epic Records.
Okay, what did they say?
You have nothing to offer the music world.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a shitty statement.
It was a shitty statement. So then his buddy, who has
Can you imagine the world without More Than a Feeling?
no,
I can't either.
I can't.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Epic record. Shame.
Well, sit tight, my friend. So he gives the tape to his friend who has a connection at CBS, who's on top of Epic Records, goes in through the friend, and then lo and behold, they want to make a deal.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah, so it's who you know, right, is
Of
the
course.
situation, which is all of life. It's all of life. So anyway, then what ends up happening is Epic Records wants to make this album, but they want to make it on their terms, and Tom wants to make it on his terms. This is going to be recorded in my basement. That's what he's affirming. And they're kind of like, yeah, V-Snatch comes in, and it's a whole problem. So the way it worked is John Boylan was the producer who's assigned to this. And what he believed really strongly was that what Tom Scholz was a genius as far as his engineering is concerned. The way he recorded his electric guitars, top notch. All the electrical instruments, but he sucked at acoustic instruments and drums.
Okay.
So his belief is that this is all I can actually bring to this band is I'll figure that out for you. But Epic Records wanted it to be recorded in L.A. and
Their studio, their producers. Yeah.
So it became this big deception. So what John Boylan would do is he actually ran interference for the label. He's like, you just do your stuff in Watertown in your basement. I'm going to fly some of the other guys out to do some like overdubs and maybe some other things, and I will pay for any rental equipment you need to polish this thing up.
Oh, and they cooked it through Tom's studio?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This entire thing is through Tom's studio, mostly. The other guys who didn't know they were in a band because they weren't in a band. There's no band yet. When they got signed, there was still no band name. There was nothing. It was just the Tom Scholz project. But in order to appease Epic Records, the band had to audition. They did not like Jim Maceda's drumming as much. They wanted somebody else. That's where Sid Hashian came into the play. So he came in, re-recorded the drums and all of that. A couple songs were actually recorded in one song really, and we'll get to that song because it sounds different than all the rest of the songs on the album.
Indeed.
Yep.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
I bet you can. And part of the reason that was recorded out in Los Angeles, it was also co-written by Brad Delp. So it made sense. So Brad was out there. Everything was recorded in Watertown, Massachusetts, to the point of eventually they rented a truck that they ran a snake from Tom's basement all the way out to this truck to dump his recordings to a 24-track tape so they could bring it out to...
Yeah, at some point in time, you got to move the stuff.
Eventually, he's got to get
and
to...
email was not an option.
It was not an option, yeah. So then it all goes out there. They finish the vocals in California, all that kind of thing. And at that point, like, what's this band called? And John Boylan's like, well, Boston? All right.
Why not?
It was 10 years before Brad Delp, the singer, learned that there was no band when this album was being made. He thought he was singing for a band that was trying out for something. There was no band.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so it's really kind of fascinating how this thing came to be, this whole like DIY thing. There's a lot of other DIY projects you talk about, but think about the time that you're doing this in with all the analog equipment, an engineer like tinkering away with some solder and some, oscilloscopes. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea any of this existed. I knew it was recorded in his basement. That's all I had.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic.
So only other thing I will say about this, this album was it won an award was nominated for Best Debut Artist, sold over 17 million copies in the United States alone. We're knocking around 31 million in total.
Okay.
It was on the Billboard Top 100 charts for 152 weeks. And
52 weeks. It's like 3 years.
Yeah. It only hit number 3, but it was on for...
Nah, but it lived there.
It lived there.
I got to play with the big boys.
It sure did. And then not only that, they started opening for bands like Black Sabbath and things like that early on in 76. By the end of 76, they were headlining. And they're the only band to have their New York City debut at Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're not on the top 500 list of all times according to Rolling Stone magazine, y'all.
Yeah.
Shame.
And who has an air guitar to one or more of these songs?
Well, you'll see tonight.
We're about to see, yeah.
Is that good for history?
I don't know. There's a lot.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
We'll stop there for the sake of our current listeners in the room we can actually make eye contact with.
Yeah.
So
What are we going to do now, Carl?
I'm going to talk about the format real quick
Yeah.
for the evening, because this is not our everyday podcast. Our everyday podcast consists of him and I sitting alone in my studio doing exactly what you see, but just staring at each other. And at this point in time, we generally take a break, which we will in just a moment. The big feature tonight that we're very excited about is we get to listen to these songs together in the room. Because of copyright stuff, we can't put the songs or even clips or snippets of the songs onto our podcasts that are produced by, then shout out to Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. Here, we can.
Do whatever we want.
Exactly.
Free country.
So before we take a break, I just want to tell you what we'll do is we'll end up listening to one of the songs. If you're familiar with the song, you want to walk around, stretch your feet, go get another drink from the bar, be our guest. Mm-hmm. After the song concludes, we'll speak about it for a few minutes, kind of highlight some of the things that we've gained, our perspective, the same way you would catch inside of our podcasts. We'll do the first half of the album, first 4 songs, take another break.
Yeah.
In these breaks, we're going to also celebrate our favorite tradition, which is create fake commercials. You're going to help us.
Yeah, we're going to do it live.
Yeah, we're going to do them live. We're taking some risks here. After the second 4 songs, we might do a little Q&A at the end and a little special tribute to probably the most impactful song on this album.
That's right.
Sound good?
All right. Very exciting.
Right. So this is technically break number 1 and ad number 1.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're here already.
Yeah.
Does Nathaniel need to push any buttons?
What's that? Nathaniel can stay chill right now. I think
chilling.
we're good. Yeah.
All right.
So
give it
here's
up for our stage producer, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Love you, baby.
All right. So this first ad, we've already cooked up a bit of a script. But for those of you who've listened before, usually these ads are off kilter.
Yes.
So for this first off kilter ad, the first thing what we're going to need is a volunteer. And the second thing we're going to need is what we're going to do with this format. So get ready if you want to do this. What we're going to do for this format is we are going to do Mad Libs. So I'm going to ask you for some Mad Lib type things, and then we will go ahead and make this ad on the spot.
Great. We'll find our volunteer after.
All right.
That work?
Well, I just want you to get ready because...
Can you hold up the house wireless?
Hello there, friends. I'm Taylor Swift, and I'm just so tickled to welcome you down to Taylor Swift's Massage and Giraffe Euthanasia Emporium. Are you suffering from tension and discomfort in your leg? Or maybe your favorite little giraffe is finally ready to see the big trenchant in the sky. Well, why make 2 trips when you can handle all that heavy lifting right here in our tight, abandoned, homeless encampment? Now, some folks, mean folks, say my hands are alarmingly large, shaped like people. But I say more hand means more love. When I lay these 10-pound crayons on your back, you aren't just getting a massage, you're being pinned to the table by destiny. It's a film, ghostly grip that says, I've got you, and I'm not letting go until the slime stops wiggling. And don't you worry about that smell. That's just my natural, wholesome pickles musk. It's therapeutic. If your eyes aren't dripping, the healing hasn't started yet. You'll experience a deep, pungent aroma that covers up the scent of Urinetown and lingers in your hair for 67 days. Whether you're looking for a deep tissue prance or a quiet final goodbye for a pet giraffe, I'll treat you both with the same massive sweeping motions. We're located right next to the airport pit. Look for the sign with the gnarly weeping willow. Taylor's Massage and Giraffe Euthanasia Emporium. Big hands, big pickles, big smokes. Come get squeezed.
Fantastic.
Professional grade right there.
There we
I
go.
can't wait to put music behind that one later.
There we go. So should we move on, or do you
I think
want
we
to
move on into the content of listening.
I agree with that.
Oh, wonderful.
Fantastic job.
All right. So this album kicks off arguably harder than any album I can think of right now. It's only 8 songs deep, 37 minutes long, but it's it feels crazy, right? It's pretty much skip proof in my opinion. It was first listen. It is 10 later.
Yeah, I would say that at least in my lifetime, every single one of these songs I've heard on the radio.
I've heard most of them on car commercials.
That happens too.
But that works.
Yep.
All right. So without further ado, let's kick it off with a song all of you should know. More Than a Feeling.
4 minutes, 45 seconds later.
All right.
Here we
More
are.
Than a Feeling.
What do you think?
Y'all like that one?
So, initial thoughts.
It's a beautiful way to start an album. It starts off nice and subdued. Mm-hmm. He's singing. He has not showed off a quarter of his singing prowess at the beginning of the song.
Right.
And then when the first guitar solo comes in and it all kicks your face in over one of the most popular chord progressions of all time,
Yep.
you know you're into something pretty great.
Yeah.
The
Smells like
fidelity of
Teen
each
Spirit,
instrument. Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. The fidelity of all the instruments is also incredible.
Yeah.
You can hear every single instrument in this song perfectly. Nothing stepping on anything.
No, we talk about the sustain.
Oh my God, on the guitars. For those who are not guitar players, sustain is when you have a note, da, and it just holds forever. Long sustain.
Yeah.
Not only is he doing this on one guitar, he's doing this on all guitars because there's probably like 6 in the track.
Yeah.
But when you have the 2 guitars who are harmonizing, you know, they hold that note for like 64 bars.
It's crazy. And you can hear like the classical influence actually. I think.
It's fugue-like.
Yeah.
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 The other piece about this song is that it moves back down, so you get a voyage out of it, right? You have this intro that's a little more docile.
Yeah.
You have this massive chorus, and they bring it back down for the verse.
Yeah.
It's not quite as low, but you're starting to get a little bit of a ride.
Yeah. Well, there's an emotional thing. This is more than a feeling, right? This is about his Marion.
Tell me more about his Marion.
He was like 8 years old, and he kind of had this whole like infatuation with this girl, Marion.
Okay.
I've heard it might have been, he didn't know it at the time, a cousin. It doesn't really matter, but he was infatuated with this girl, Marion, and this whole song is written about the sort of, I see my Marion walking away, you know.
I think they frown upon that in Boston.
Some parts, yeah, some parts. Yeah.
This isn't
it's
the
just-
band Kansas.
No, it's not. Speaking of Kansas, all right, non sequitur here. My actually right now, as we speak, my son hosts a radio show,
Okay.
and he happens to be doing this is appropriate for our podcast. He happens to be doing the movie Carrie. Okay.
Oh, the one that gets blood dumped on her?
Yes.
Okay.
So he
Fun.
sends me a text and he says, "Hey, we're doing Carrie." And in the middle of, so his whole thing is about horror movies, and in the middle of their show, they play a song that's usually tied to the movie.
Okay.
And you have to guess what it is. So he goes, "What do you think?" And I say, "Voices Carrie," because it's usually some sort of pun. "Raining Blood" by Slayer, like all these other things.
Oh,
And he
I
goes,
see where this is going.
right? And he goes, "Nope. Think Bare Naked Ladies." I'm like, "She's on time."
I did not see where this is going. It's
I'm like,
fair.
no. So yeah, if you don't know that song, there's a song on the end of one of their albums that it's the extended like 10-minute break, and then this song comes in about "She's on time," Hallelujah.
That's gross.
Right. Well, and that's the inciting incident in
So
Carrie.
how do we tie this back to Kansas?
"Carry On Wayward Son" was the other one of my guesses.
Oh, okay. That's the one. That's where I was going with this.
Yeah, sorry.
Gross, dude. Well, respect to your kid. That's
That must be
kinda
my
cool.
son. Yeah. Yep.
What moments musically that don't have to do with, your son's podcast or radio show?
Yeah.
What else speaks to you about this song?
Again, this has got to be one of the most air guitared songs that exists.
Yes, agreed.
Because the solos are amazing. We already talked to the guitar harmonies, and it's so hard. I think he's playing them all himself on this one. I don't think he's got any support, from Barry. But it's really hard to play. Like the vibrato, they're doing dual vibrato on 2 guitars.
And pinch harmonics too.
Yeah.
Like the accuracy's there, which I think makes you think he did it because once you get into a pattern, he seems a little obsessive.
Yeah, that's the deal. And that was the whole thing. Back on the production, when Epic said you have to record in our studio, they had this other rule that you had to have an engineer present, like a union-based engineer present, if you're recording outside of a certain range. And no one could even imagine doing that. That was also part of why they did some of the recording in California, so there could be an official engineer, Epic engineer present.
They need to get it on whatever triplicate paper they used back then.
Because even if he was like sitting there twiddling his thumbs, that was fine as long as there was someone present.
Heard.
Yeah.
All right.
I just think this is a sweet song. This is a roll down the windows song. This is a, take the top down in the car, just banger of a song. Love it.
I'm still stuck on the Carrie comment, so move along.
I don't know who I was more proud of, him for thinking of that deep cut, or me for once he said bare naked ladies, and I got that quick. I'm like,
you both can share the award.
That's worse. It's terrible.
Just hold the bucket up together.
It's terrible.
All right, moving on. Equally banger song, in my personal opinion. This is "Peace of Mind." I just watched all the faces light up. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is them, of course."
5 minutes, 3 seconds later.
Talk about songs I've heard my entire life but didn't know the name of.
Well, what's crazy is that song shares a name of another band's album called Peace of Mind, which is Iron Maiden, who also happens to be really good at harmonized guitars.
Yeah, I'd say.
And this is all harmonized. Like it wasn't intentional. Iron Maiden came after them, but I don't know. I just thought that was so strange because that music is very different than this music.
You're alluding to the fact that there may have been some either borrowing or even some homage paid.
Yeah, except the album cover for the Iron Maiden album involves their avatar. I think his name is, anybody know? Eddie, something like that. Eddie, with his head and his brain exposed.
That's nice.
Yeah,
you got to sun that shit out sometimes.
Yeah.
This song is pretty simple, actually, on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the musicianship is pretty clutch,
Yep.
you end up with a theme that rolls throughout the entire song,
Yep.
which is that guitar line. The thing you can really showcase in this tune is the harmonies.
Yeah.
And the chorus are out of control.
Yeah.
Not only are they sung perfectly, if you listen to the notes in the chord he's
Mm-hmm.
singing, it's unreal. And they didn't have the tools we have to stretch and fake it.
Right.
He's just belting his face off.
No auto tune, nothing. It's just so well intonated and so.
You could speed the tape up,
You could, yeah.
do the chipmunk thing.
You could.
But we would know that.
Right.
You'd have to be so accurate to do like with the original take anyway, because you have to
Right.
be slower as well.
Yeah.
That it's not even worth the effort.
Right.
He's just screaming.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. It's fantastic. This song this existed in 1974. This is one of the demos. A lot of these songs were demos. And a lot of the people who are eventually were in Boston contributed to those demos throughout the years as his side gig project. Because he just said, hey, I need you guys to come in and sit in some stuff. And he kept sitting in on stuff. And
So if you're one of the musicians who are inheriting, you're on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
these tracks, are you afraid? Are you like, oh my God, I gotta keep up with this?
Well, you have to keep up with this, but think about this. Think about the core guitar riff under the verse. It's like a Chuck Berry kind of riff. It's like there's a lot of classic rock, classic rock and roll.
Well, you made the China Grove little call out, right?
Oh yeah, the
in
whoa
there.
whoa whoa that's China Grove, yeah, which came out before this.
Yeah.
But it might even be I don't know, it might be in the same key. I don't know.
Felt almost there.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, I'd have to take it down an octave to sing this song.
Yeah.
And I'd still hire in help.
Yeah. And then this actually was
Real quick, Ian, you look like Fran Sheehan a little bit.
poor Fran. I had no problems finding. Yeah,
He does. Look at him. I need the hair. Me too.
it's glorious. It's glorious. I had no problems finding high-res photos of any other band member except for this guy.
You could just take a picture of Ian.
Well, I didn't know that. I just met him. And so I felt really bad because he has a couple of photos from back in the day that are just, his locks are luxurious, his mustache, full porn mode. It was fantastic. But
I keep saying. Yeah. I don't redact a single statement.
I love the melodic writing in this. All of the melodic writing, the guitar melodic writing, that goes throughout this entire album, right? I feel like Tom is such a good melody writer. All of his hooks, all of his guitar hooks, and the vocal melodies are just so well crafted. And his understanding, I don't know if it's because of his classical background of developing motifs and stitching them together, but for somebody who I'm going to learn the guitar today and just sort of figured all this sort of stuff out, and I'm going to tinker with my electronics until everything is exactly perfect.
I want to kick that guy's ass now.
Yeah. He's still around.
Never mind. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
It's a perfect
Carl?
song. Yep.
Yeah.
Good, Ted. Good, Nathaniel.
That's not the
Appreciate you.
That's not the signal.
He said, wrap it up, bro. Give him the signal.
Yeah.
Give him the signal, Nathaniel. Do it proper.
Yeah.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
There
Thank
it
you.
is.
There we go.
Well trained. All right. Moving on to a song that has two names, Foreplay and Long Time.
So Foreplay was actually original. It was actually his first song that he wrote in a previous band.
Bold choice.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fantastic.
And you'll hear the song actually is kind of in two movements, so it's deserved of its two titles.
Yeah. In when we get to Long Time, I'd like you guys to check out, we talk about production a lot, and here's a great example. There are two guitar solos in this song, and in this song, there's a long sustained note, and actually, I noticed this, we can talk about this afterwards, but I noticed this when I was a kid, and they cut the fader way too abruptly in the first solo.
Oh, you can hear the manual fade?
Yeah, the manual fade. So see if you can hear the manual fade in the first guitar solo.
All right.
7 minutes, 47 seconds later.
All right. There's Foreplay / Long Time. Show of hands, who preferred Foreplay more than Long Time? Okay.
Okay.
We all like the little in the Long Time.
Yeah.
Me too.
Got it. So did anybody hear the hard cut in the first guitar solo?
I did.
Yeah. So there were two. One had a fantastic, nice fade because they had these long sustained notes. The second one was just
Yeah, they just kind of killed it.
yeah. I wonder if that was an actual tape cut that kind of caused that. They didn't.
It could have been. It also could have been that there was something after that they didn't want us to hear.
Yeah.
And so the answer was to get out as quick as they could.
Yeah. And that's a common thing. Like when you're recording a solo, sometimes a guitar player or whoever's playing the solo will just get so into what they're playing, and they want to play past the phrase that they end up extending. And sometimes it's really cool, and you want to have that bleed into the next section of the song. And sometimes it's like, can you end when the phrase ends?
Well, you don't want that note to distract from anything else inside of the song.
Yeah.
So it's okay to hold over on the one. We do it all the time. Drummers love to do it too. We'll play through the phrase.
Yep.
If it gets in the way of the lyrics or the storytelling or another person's part, though, there's your no-no.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I love about this song?
What don't you love about it? How about that?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
All right, fine.
I wasn't prepared.
We've only been glowing over this so far, so.
Because there's nothing. I don't have any critical feedback thus far.
The hard cut. There we go.
It's fantastic.
On the first shit talker, yeah.
Yeah, I like the acoustic breakdown with the hand claps quite a bit because it centers your ear.
Yeah.
What I also like is during the verses here, they do something that it's kind of a lost art. You don't hear in modern music a lot, which is that just hard pulse, dong, 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 dong bass line. No fancy shit. They're just going right down the middle.
Yeah.
And you would hear that a lot in late 70s rock. It's disappeared.
Yeah.
No one's doing it anymore.
Yeah. Well, because you don't need anything flashy in the bass because you just had Foreplay.
You also have like all these other guitars flying around and a great lyricist. So sometimes all you need is that eighth note pulse. But to me, that drives the song, keeps the energy up. So far, if you think about this, you look back at the 3 songs we've listened to, it's incredibly energetic.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how this feels to me.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten anything that's down tempo yet or to like, have you kind of like lean back.
Mm-hmm.
These first 3 are just a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. Quick little story about this song for me. I grew up and I had this fort in my backyard, and it was a pure like kind of redneck built fort. My dad had acquired a cap for the back of a pickup truck from somebody.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that was made out of plywood, so that's how redneck this was. And we built up. I helped him build. I was like 10 or whatever it was.
You wielded a hammer.
Yes, and I would go out there and I play out in this fort with my friends, and eventually we cut a hole in the roof so that I could get onto the roof and then get into the tree, and that extended. It was pretty awesome. And I used to shoot bows and arrows out of the fort. Like it was amazing. And anyway, I would sit down there sometimes even by myself, and I have this little radio, and I remember this song coming on, and I'm on the roof of the fort, totally jamming out to this friggin' song. It was like the first time I ever heard it. I'm like, what is this song? It was so amazing. So
scaring all the squirrels away.
Scaring all the squirrels away in the middle of Western Massachusetts.
Oh man, what a fantastic tune.
Yeah.
All right. One more, and then we're going to do a little break there, y'all.
That's right.
This is a short and sweet one called Rock and Roll Band.
3 minutes later.
And we're done. All right. Easy peasy. Rock and Roll Band.
That samples of that song exist living in Boston for many years. On every station, whatever, there's another concert coming out or whatever, samples of that song, because they list every place in New England that they're being a rock and roll band.
So it's just like a local anthem.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And I was kind of wondering, I think we talked about this, the only thing we talked about this album was we were driving over here, is growing up and living in Massachusetts, Boston was immense, right? And so I don't know, were they as, you're a couple years younger than I am, but were they as big not in Massachusetts? Because it was nonstop. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing, but it was.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the notoriety is there.
I'm like not discovering this till like 1980 when I'm like, 8 or 9 years old, right? So I remember this being in the ethos.
It just was there always.
Yeah.
I mean, that's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, and what would you say, was 3 years that they were on the Billboard?
Yeah.
So that doesn't die quick, because even after you've fallen off the Billboard, your stuff will continue to be played.
Yep.
I've said I didn't have any critical feedback on this album. This is my first song I have a little critical feedback on.
I bet you do.
I like the song fine.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't have as much depth as the ones that preceded it at all. It's catchy as hell. It sounds like a better Kiss song than a weaker Boston song.
Well,
I'm tearing at his heartstrings.
I will say, technically, everything on this album is a better Kiss song than any Kiss song.
Agreed entirely.
Yeah.
It's really well produced.
Mm-hmm.
I like the energy that sits inside of it. I think that the guitar lick is great. But this, to me, is very one note.
It is, and it's a made up story about rising to fame. It's kind of like Limelight, when Rush wasn't as big as they purported to be when they wrote Limelight. They were big, but they were not.
If you told me this was on the Empire Records soundtrack, I'd believe you.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. That's enough of that.
Yeah. So the first drummer played this on so Jim, I got his name, Maseda, was the drummer who actually played on this one as well. So he plays on 2 of these songs here. This is the
guy that got let go for drummer 2.
The Epic didn't like.
Yes.
Yeah. Tom had no problem with it, but Sid ended up being the drummer. And if you haven't seen the picture of that Epic afro that he has, it's pretty special.
I like it. His face is like right between the cymbals.
It is.
I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah. Fantastic. I do like this song quite a bit, but this is just, if there's filler, this might be the filler song. But I think that I still think, again, great harmonic guitar writing for that outro. I don't know.
I think that the effect that he comes in on the guitar when it's just soloed is really great for the era, for the 60s. That sounds like something that you'd rely on heavily in the 80s.
Yeah.
So he's ahead of his time. And
The
I know that he's
70s,
like,
but yeah.
well, I would say it sounds like,
Oh, yeah.
something that you'd hear in the 80s. So
Yeah.
the fact that he was doing that earlier,
Yeah.
it kind of really plays to that like tweaker model you were saying, where he's willing to dive in and get into his own effects banks and like modify his instruments to the point where he wanted a specific sound. He heard it before
Yeah.
it was really, really there.
Yeah. And you can say, I mean, these guys are the progenitors to Journey and Are You a Speedwagon and those bands as well.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that for them.
Yeah.
Anything else in this tune?
Rock and roll band. No. I mean, this is just arena rock all the way through.
Indeed it
That's what
is.
this is. And when Tom was writing these songs, it's so funny. I was just talking.
There's the picture.
Look at that. Look at Sid,
It's
man.
so great.
Let's celebrate that fro.
Oh, no.
So when Tom would write, it's so funny because I was just talking with Ralph here, and he was talking about the way he likes music is by closing his eyes, imagining he was in front of an audience and playing guitar. That's exactly what Tom was imagining when he was writing the songs. Every single song was like, all right, I'm playing in front of thousands of people. Does this fit?
Yeah,
Yep, it does.
it's a perfect song for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, we're halfway through the album. You guys have hung in there. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you guys. Guys doing good so far? All right.
Well, this brings us to the part we've been fearing, which is
This is the hairy part.
so the first advertisement and break was yours to fill in the blanks, and then we luckily had a great guest reader, and we will bedazzle that one in post, as they say in the industry, or in Tom's basement.
That's right.
This ad, on the other hand, we took your votes from the beginning and chose the highest ranked product.
Yeah. Yeah. So should I read off the?
We should
the
read off the
votes?
ones that didn't make the cut first.
All right. So starting with ones that did not make the cut. Easy Squeeze, a hand exercise tool, fantastic. Wets, a new type of water. I was kind of excited for that one.
That gave us a lot of room.
Yeah, it does. The Twangus Surprise, a personal massager tool,
The Twangus, y'all.
which would have been fantastic. We just did a massage ad, so and Euthanasia Emporium. It's a great combination.
Poor giraffes.
Math in the bath.
I like the Cat in the Hat style rhyme there.
Yes. I saw that come up when I was standing out in the hall. I thought it was meth in the bath, but math in the bath is pretty good too.
We would have probably force voted that one through, honestly.
Songs, Snogs, the kissing pillow for tenuous teens.
That's a good one. It didn't make sense at first, but once corrected,
Yes.
I like it.
Quality Quackers, duck safe crackers. Love that one.
I didn't see that one.
I love that one. Yeah.
Oh, we're saving these for later.
Yes, we will use these. We'll probably use every one of
We
these.
should take a picture of this.
Well, we don't. Yeah.
All right.
Blad the Impaler, personal mobile catheter. That is fantastic.
Oh,
We'll need to save that one because those of you who have not heard the Ryobi John Wand portable bidet system ad, this will go perfectly along with the Ryobi John
whose
Wand.
was that? I'm buying you a beer.
Yeah. Blad the Impaler will happen, but not tonight.
Oh, man.
The one that came in is the Squirter, a sprinkler toy.
So thanks for that.
So as we've been sitting like this, between the songs, we've been trying to pull
Write
that
up whatever we could to
as
promote
fast as we can.
this.
Yeah.
In order to do this, our format today, I think we've decided on, is one of our oldies but goodies. How can we involve our crowd, yet also keep this thing somewhat on the rails? Dan and I will play host number 1 and host number 2.
Okay.
However, we'll require testimonials from guest number 1 and guest number...
Just guess number 1.
Just guest number 1.
Yep. So who would like to be a testimonial? Oh,
Okay.
I
We got it. We
I
got
figured
it.
Bart would be here.
Bart's up.
So I happen to know Bart, and Bart is gifted with many dialects and accents. So
With that said, hold on.
hold on.
we figure out-
I think the crowd should
Choose
suggest
the dialect, yeah.
Scott.
Are we going Scottish?
Oh, he'll crush that one. Do you have an area in Scotland you want? Because I think you can probably do that. Yeah.
Yeah. a dairy? Do they call them that? I have no idea. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, do you think we're all going to go up to the mic, or do you think we do one at a time?
I think we're all going to go up to the mic.
Okay. We're going to try to one-shot this bitch. Okay.
Let's show 'em how it's done.
This is what we end up doing anyway, so often. All right. Give me 1 second to get a couple things. No, he's the real deal. After we did Harold Taggart's hemorrhoid cream, one of our colleagues I work with, Bart, came up and wanted the two of us to do Scottish accents in this team meeting, and I was like, I don't know, I can't even hang. I spent like 11 seconds practicing my Scottish accent, and you can do them for real. So just give me 1 second to get the. Yeah. All right, so we're about to do the squirter. Holy crap.
Nothing to worry about, man.
Okay, let me get the line in. We're good.
You want to be host 1 or host 2?
Doesn't matter. Let's see here. Can we get a quick level through that mic?
Squatter. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, get on towards. You're going to be the most important person, so dead on there. And then we're going to need the live mic held out here. So maybe we should do this towards the audience.
Back while he's talking.
Let's turn this around so the audience can see us. Oh shit. No, I won't be able to do that.
Yeah, we got to have this thing.
All right, we're going to have to look at our backside. All right, why don't you come back here? All right, give us a second. This is our first time. Take it easy on us. Be gentle.
Here, we'll do it right here. Stick them in the middle.
Oh God, I can't read it then.
Don't worry, David. I got you.
Blow that up, man.
I have to talk in your mic.
I'm talking to my mic.
There
It's not going to go. It's going to the wrong place.
I know, I can't. Why can't I drop this mic?
How about that? Can you do this?
Oh, yeah, I can see
There
that.
we go.
Yeah, we need this higher, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You'll be fine.
All right. So let me go ahead.
I honestly can't read it. Okay.
All right. I'm going to hit record
Oh, we're
here.
recording.
Yeah, we are recording
All right,
this.
Daniel.
This is for the episode.
Lovely.
All right. Hang on 1 second. I don't know why there's a metronome. We don't need that. All right. So one more thing here. You just have to come in for one part here, which will be right down here. You don't have to worry until we get to the testimonial.
Plant 2. All right.
All right.
Where's plant 1? There is none.
I
We killed that.
I
Okay.
deleted it for time.
Very good.
All right. Here we
Choked
go.
him in his sleep.
I guess you're one because you're right there.
Sure, why not? Is your bed betraying you? Do you lie awake at night wondering why the air in your bedroom feels moist?
Sleep is supposed to be a sanctuary, but for most of us, it's a 6-hour struggle against your lizard brain and a mounting sense of dampness. You don't need a vacation, you need the squirter.
Finally, a sprinkler toy designed for losers like you. While standard models can focus on support or comfort, the squirter focuses on one thing that we actually care about. Is urine really sterile?
It's constructed from proprietary blend of grounded up midgets in a high-density expired Gatorade extract from the 1991 Florida Gators locker room. It's non-porous, non-flammable, and legally speaking, it's considered hazardous waste vessel.
Before I got the squirter, I was spending fortune on industrial-grade sponges. Now, I just hose it down once a week and pray for the sun to rise. It's changed my life. I mean, my skin's a different colour now, but I've never slept harder.
That's the power of the squirter. It absorbs things you're too ashamed to talk about with your therapist.
It's more than just a place to put your body. It's a solution for a hypochondriac or a dry drunk. Really, it's the reality of being a human being.
Order now, and we'll include a heavy-duty, gently used Tux pad for the floor. You're gonna need it.
It's a squirter because your girlfriend is too far away.
Oh, hi.
Well done. Yep. All right, so normally when we do this,
So generally speaking, what we'll do now is probably crack another beer, sit down, go look up our best bagpipe patches we can possibly find, and produce something behind it. We didn't exactly bring the keys to do something that's going to do that energy today. So what we'll do instead, we'll take a 5-minute reprieve right here. Everybody can stretch their legs, get another drink from the bar. I'll put on some background music.
Yep.
And we'll catch Boston's album, the second half, much shorter half.
yes,
All righty.
wicked pissa.
Three beers later.
All right, everybody. When this episode concludes, when we're done with the last song in here, we're going to have an air guitar battle. If you want to sign up for that, there's your QR code. It will be on the internet.
We'll make a point to send it to your employers.
Yes.
LinkedIn bought it.
Yeah, so put your name in and your work email address.
All right. So technically, the first side of the album, those old, black
Vinyl discs,
things made out of vinyl, only included More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Foreplay / Long Time. And then side B would start with Rock and Roll Band, which we've already listened to. I like to front load things, so that's why we did it. 4 and 4 felt better. Now the back half's nice and short.
Yeah, we're working out the kinks of doing a live podcast too, so it helps. So
Indeed. So, moving on to the fifth song on this album, which could have been the opening tune to a side B, in my opinion.
there's not a song on this album that couldn't be any other band's standout track.
Agreed entirely. All of these are worth their weight.
Yeah.
No question about it. But this song is called Smokin'.
4 minutes, 21 seconds later.
All right, they're smoking.
Fucking A, man. I love this song.
That was a song I wasn't familiar with on this album coming in, but has become one of my favorites.
It's so good. Okay, get it from Mike. So good. It's a great rocker. The vocals are written like a horn section. You could take out the smoke. You can take that out and just have it be a fucking horn section, and it's a perfectly written
Yes, it could have absolutely
horn
been that.
section.
Smoking in tempo.
It
Song's
is.
fast as hell.
Yeah.
And it's a swing. It's a shuffle.
Yeah, with like a rockabilly bass line.
It's like halfway to rockabilly and halfway with like ZZ Top will inherit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the best parts of the musicianship inside of this song that really stand out to me are these anticipated hits.
Yeah.
They'll end a phrase on the offbeat, and they're so crisp every single time. They're they're so accurate, right? I do have some negative feedback.
Okay, let's hear it.
I was very happy to
You're wrong.
have a big chunk of solos at the end. The best solo, which is the Hammond B3 solo, the first organ solo to come in, he was shy, pulled back.
Yep.
He should have stuck that thing right up front. We just came off of reviewing an album by the band Yes, where the keyboard player of that band is not shy at anything.
Nobody's shy in that band.
Yeah. And so, right here, we get 3 different organs. You end up with your Hammond B3 style, which is like, church on a Sunday. But
Well,
cool.
I said enter Deep Purple.
Well, so
We've
that's
got-
organ number 3.
Yeah.
Organ number 2 / keyboard number 2 is a clav.
Yep.
And so you go through like this funky organ into this like very weird clavinet into this big over distorted is how you call like a purple organ or deep purple organ in that case.
Yeah.
But the first one, he kind of crept in. Like he had chops. Like put it this way, he would have never done that dynamic, that level on guitars.
No, he wouldn't.
Everything's always cooked on guitars. So that pull away I didn't love.
Well, that's why I mentioned, like, he has all the makings to do it, right? And I'm just surprised because he knew the trappings of like the B3 and that sort of stuff, even with the bars, right?
The modulator.
Yeah, the modulator. So like that was pretty cool. But then again, you finish this section out, and I mentioned Deep Purple, but I also get toccata and fugue. You have like this Picardy third he starts playing.
He does.
Yeah, he plays the Picardy third.
You want to tell people about the Picardy third?
No.
Nope.
Anybody know what a Picardy third is? All right, Picardy third is it's like the church resolution. Basically, what happens is it's like an amen kind of. Yeah. So you'll hear this like tension that creeps in, and then finally it just this one note moves down, and it's called the Picardy third.
It all falls into place.
Falls into place, yeah. So
I will say it's sneaky that the way that they get out of that solo section, because they start to introduce a minor chord that wasn't there before, and this song is overwhelmingly a blues chart major.
Yep.
And so that's kind of a neat little ear tickler, and it also kind of helps catch you, because right now he's smearing organs all over the place.
Yeah, and I think for this album,
come out two ways.
Smearing. What? Carl just smeared his organ.
I can see under the table, Dan.
Okay. Yeah, we should have put a vanity cloth down or something. Yeah. Good thing I'm not wearing a skirt. But the thing is what's so cool about this band is there's these essences of, I'll even dare to say, some progressive rock stuff, but it's going back to guitar-based, I'll say rockabilly, that rock in the background. If you think about this time period, you have other bands that are exploring the space in a less traditional way. We talk about Yes, we have Pink Floyd and things like that. And I had a nice conversation earlier asking the question about the song Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd off of Wish You Were Here, which came out a couple years before this. That compared to Rock and Roll Band. And we'll talk about Wish You Were Here, I'm sure, on this podcast, but...
geriatric.
What's that?
That's going to be top 20, right?
Yeah. We'll need walkers by then. But that song is talking about respect my art. There we go. That's right. There we go. Yeah.
So happy.
So happy.
Shout out Nick Campbell.
Yeah. So the thing is with Have a Cigar, it's talking about the music industry and, hey, come here, boy, have a cigar, you're going to go far. And it's this kind of a sleazy side of the music industry, whereas Rock and Roll Band, going back a song, is like, we're going to be a rock and roll band and we're going to be famous. We're so excited about it. And the fact that these songs came out like within a year or two of each other is kind of interesting. But
yeah. It's nice to hear what they did with a very standard blues 1-4-5 type of chart.
Yeah.
It was a very powerful song. Grew on me over time.
Yeah.
All right. Song number 6, Hitch a Ride.
Yep.
4 minutes, 11 seconds later.
All right, go ahead. We'll let it go. I was asleep at the wheel. We'll let this one finish. So they can get their answers in. And
I suppose.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
I can't say any of those names.
Is that Madonna? Yeah, Madonna, yeah. How we doing? Bot, number 1.
Julia used her birth name.
Yeah.
All right.
Hitch a Ride.
Hitch a Ride.
Opening thoughts.
So this song lacks the polish of the other songs on this album, and I like that.
Okay, yeah.
This sounds more classic rock to me. It sounds a little less tight in the best way.
Yeah.
The drumming is very like kind of Ginger Bakery almost. There's just tons of movement. They're taking advantage of a lot of. I say they because I have no idea which of the two drummers played this. Was it Sib?
Sib.
Ah, Sib, I'm a man.
There you go.
It was cool because up until now, I'm not going to say that the drumming in this album has been poor by any means.
No.
But it's been very safe.
Yeah.
Predictable. Here you got a lot more movement, and just I can't not look at him. Look at his tank top game is so dope.
You know what he's doing here is there's a fill in this. So drum fills are kind of, I'll say maybe 2 flavors. So there's a regular fill, which you're used to, where I'm just like stopping playing the beat and I'm going to play a fill. And then there's what you call a groove fill. And there's this awesome groove fill on this song. Where
About halfway through the tune.
Yeah, where he's like playing the thing and he's like, I'm just going to stay on the ride and just embellish what's happening.
A lot of like big deep tom toms in this one that don't sound super treated.
Yeah.
This sounds like 70s drums to me. The 70s drums were really hallmarked by drummers. They were doing it live. I wish Ralph was still here to weigh in on this. they would take the back heads, the resonant heads, off of all their drums.
Yep.
And it's because you could just beat the hell out of them. But it ends up being its own sound, these drum kits. And here it just feels a little less polished. It feels a little more just like they played it on like a live band's gear and sound check.
Yeah.
Even the guitars, too, they're kind of panned differently. You're not seeing that guitar double nearly as much.
No. But typically with those concert toms is what you can actually you can buy them without bottom heads, but for a while they were just taking them off. Tend to be a flatter, deader sound, like you're hitting a bunch of cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
This has a little more ring to it. This whole album has more ring to it than typical for this time period, but this one is a little bit flatter, I would agree.
Yeah, and there's and across the board, it's not a lot of sparkly highs going on. And so it doesn't sound like part of the collection.
Yeah.
That's not a criticism per se, but it's definitely a mood shift at this point.
But I like the vocal, I love the vocal harmonies and presentation and the sort of call and response, where normally it's call with a single voice, response with multiple voices.
With a layer, a chorus.
Backwards here, right?
Yeah.
And which is cool. I mean, it's still the response is a doubled unison, but and I just like the structure of the vocal harmonies in this as well. It feels almost more like CSNY than it feels like anything else. So
this tune broke the rules for the first time on the album.
Yeah. But I do love the layers of the solo at the end.
Like, what you do is you end up with these guitars that are kind of sneak in on different tones and timbres. They're using, you know, up until now, it seems like all the guitars have been perfectly placed in this one box, right?
And they're weaving in and out of each other.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And so it feels like there's more than one player. It's the first time it actually sounds like a band jamming versus a multi-track recording.
Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. This song here is interesting to me because this is probably the sleeper. I think as far as I'm concerned, is my awareness of this song is in my life. This one, I've certainly heard it on the radio, but of the songs on this album that I've heard on the radio, I've heard it the least.
Yeah, I didn't know this song coming in, and it's a top 3 for me.
Yeah, it's a really good song. It's again, it breaks the mold of what they've been doing so far.
Agreed. I think it also gives a nod to a lot of different bands that we could mention, probably who are prior.
Yeah.
But like they were in the mode. Like who else was creating so if this was released in 76, who was in 74, 75? Thank you, Nathaniel. They're probably playing alongside those folks.
Yeah.
And so that's really cool.
Yep.
All right, let's move on.
Something about you, man.
Something about you.
3 minutes, 47 seconds later.
Something about you.
Who knew that song? Anybody? Really?
That's a lie. Who knew that song?
All right.
Thank you.
Go. All right. There we go. Just a few old timers did. I don't know. The vocal writing in this is like out of this world.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but you should say more. Again,
like written. I should say more. No one's ever said that about me. Wow, I feel special. Yeah, I mean, again, this goes back to his melodic writing and his classical training. The voice leading that's going on in these harmonies is just perfect.
Yeah, if you look at the chord that he's singing,
and
the way that the melody moves through the chord, it always has surrounding crucial notes.
Yes.
They're not the chord. These aren't your like heart and soul triads.
No, they're not.
But he finds a way to weave the melody through them and still support them in a way that's like glorious to the ear.
Yeah. So for voice leading, what we're talking about is, there's two tricks when you're writing harmonies, and even more so when you're writing vocal harmonies. Is you kind of want every melody to sound interesting.
Sure, that's like the idea of counterpoint.
Right. However, you also don't want there to be massive jumps in the intervals that are distracting potentially from the melody, which may have intervallic jumps.
Also, being considerate to they who have to sing said part.
Right. So sometimes you get these parts that are just like one note going down and up. And so what voice leading means is if you were to play, if you think about the structure of a piano, I think that's, for me, that's the easiest way to visualize this. And, you know, when you see, it's so easy to tell the difference between a person who wrote a song who's a guitar player versus a piano player.
Yep.
Because a piano player, and both people are lazy in their own special way, right? So guitar players they might do what they call slash chords, because like, oh, if I just move this one finger, oh, that's a whole new chord.
Oh, wow. I'm playing at ninth.
Right.
And then now.
And piano players will do it differently, because it'll be like the inner voices where if I just move like one finger this way, it's this whole new timbre or texture.
Mm-hmm.
And so the less movement you can do, the better the voice leading, and the easier it is. Like if you're playing like a root position chord and you go like C, and then you jump into an A, you have to jump up a whole like sixth,
yeah,
before you do that. But if you're like, oh, if I'm smart, if I have a root position C, C, E, G, all I have to do is move my pinky up to the A, and now I have an A minor chord, and I just move the bass, and the bass does what?
I moved a finger in my right hand.
Yeah.
And so this guy obviously writes in the language of piano, though he worships guitar.
Yes.
That's
what's really
the
interesting.
night and day job right there.
Yeah.
And you can hear it because the movement he did in the melody through what was it, the pre-chorus, I think, where you and I just look at each other and go, wow. He just surfed.
Yeah.
In between these fantastic notes.
Yeah, through the have you got to have you part. Yep.
It's kind of tropey and funny though that after that like long, twisted, weird Titanic sounding beginning, it immediately sounds like every other Boston tune.
Boston has entered the room. Yes.
It's a minor critique at best. It's like, all right, we get your trick. Harmonized lead guitars.
Yes.
That's what you do.
That's what they do.
So be it. Yeah. But the rest of the song, I think it's cool. To me, it still sits on the grittier half of the album. It feels a little more...
Hits the gritty?
It hits the gritty. Okay. It's not as loose as the tune that preceded it, but I do think we have a song here that feels a little more rock band-ish, not polished rock performance-ish.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
To me, it does.
Great.
Yeah.
Forget them.
We're the talent.
Indeed. Yeah. Nathaniel, what's the clock say? I got a thumbs up. Shit. All right. Well, that brings us to the last tune.
We should slow down. Oh, good.
Slow down. No. People want to party.
Okay. Let's go.
In 30 seconds, I'm going to move one finger. I'm going to do a slash chord.
All right. Let's do a slash chord.
The Nathaniel slash chord.
That's all right. I'm ready for it.
The minor third.
Yeah. You know, if you were to count binary on your hands, this is 4 in binary.
Ah.
Yeah.
0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Yeah. Sorry. This would be the last tune on the album. Let Me Take You Home Tonight. Amen.
4 minutes, 46 seconds later.
That was Let Me Take You Home Tonight.
What an interesting journey that song takes you through.
Yeah. There are many songs on this album that could be the first song of the album, but there's only one that could be the last.
Yeah. And this is the song that was recorded in California.
Ah, it definitely felt different, right?
Yeah.
My sister mentioned from side stage, she went, Carl, it sounds like Chicago. I go, yup.
Yeah.
That's what we grew up on.
Yeah,
and I think it's part of the drumming style, right? A little swung out. You weren't used to hearing that. Everything's generally straight with the exception of Smokin'.
Right.
And, you know, there was Peter Cetera-esque vocals going on as well.
Yeah, with for the sensitive parts.
Indeed,
Yes,
yeah. They felt a little more personal, a little less like rock opera.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, it's a great song. So this was co-written. The reason this was recorded in California, this was co-written by Brad Delp.
So he had a heavier hand in it, probably.
Yeah.
And California, man, you know, just a different feel.
Different feel, and it's not a critique because the song's great, but it doesn't sound like the rest of the album.
Well,
it feels like it was copy and pasted into.
I felt this way about Hitch a Ride as well, though. This is the gritty side of the album.
Yeah.
And the toughie for me is which half do I like more? The really polished, perfect rock,
right?
Or the one that starts with Smokin', which is like nothing else on the album.
Yep.
And a couple of more loose tunes that just feel a little more like groovy, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
I like the whole damn thing.
Yeah, me too. It's rare, but we did we didn't pick this. We put it out for a vote, and people didn't pick this one, but we picked this one anyway. We put it in a couple different votes, and I do appreciate your side vote.
What did you vote for?
2003 Hillary Duff Metamorphosis.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah. That's so yesterday. Yeah. Who would have shown up for that?
obvious thing that sets this piece aside from the others is the double time to quadrat time to double time.
Yeah.
Kind of change, for the youngins in the room. That's the thing that sounded like punk rock and then sounded like church afterwards.
Like church, yeah.
But what a great way to seal an album and show kind of the diversity of musicianship that's available.
Yeah.
And the open-mindedness too. This could have been one of those things where Tom said, "No, I don't want to do that."
Yeah, but it also on this one, Brad Delp's playing the 12-string.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And 12-string guitar is pretty distinct when you hear it. I mean,
it's
12. They had 12
has a sparkle to it.
More Than the Feeling has a 12-string too, pretty definitively.
It does, yeah.
So they end and begin on the 12-string. Mm-hmm. So much fun.
That's right. What does that mean? Is this a concept album? Nope.
God, no. Dan will try and find an arc or make anything a concept album if given the opportunity to do it.
Not this one.
So
it's one concept. We're a rock and roll band, and we're so happy to be a rock and roll band.
Indeed.
Yeah.
At this point of the album, if we were doing something off the list, episode, sorry, what we would ask each other is. Do we have to worry about
that Pro Tools thing?
I'm not going to touch that. My shit's still running.
All right.
It's trying to get me to install something. Right. I ain't touching it.
Windows updates, yeah.
Yeah, don't look at it. Ignore the guy behind the
Okay, I'm not shitting my pants right now.
Would you hit this album?
Yes, I would hit this and delete like 5 others that we've already listened to off this thing.
Perfectly put. So would I. We chose this album because we knew it should be on this top 500 list.
I don't know how you can go like 3 years on the charts, 17 million US, almost 30 million worldwide, have essentially every single one of these songs has got radio play. I don't know, like Rolling Stone likes to either go by popularity or by, ooh, this is some cool shit you should check out, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole idea of greatest is so interesting.
It's loaded. It's totally subjective.
Art is subjective anyway, and if you like it, it's good.
The issue that we've discovered, though, is that there were, 30-plus people who were on the team of the choosing committee.
300.
Oh, 300.
Yeah.
Which means there's some Nepo picks in here, too, where they're like, no, if you don't put on this and it doesn't make the way.
Like 10 hours of fart sounds, we're not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I don't know how objective it really was. Right. And mind you, this list that we're looking at came out in 2023, so the tech was there to survey.
Yeah.
The end game here is this is an album that absolutely slaps, and we are happy to showcase it even if they won't.
Yeah, it's been a joy listening to this. It's been what I found is through this process, I end up having to listen to albums I don't like way more than the albums I do like, because I need to how can I get something useful out of the content if I don't like it? And usually there's some Stockholm syndrome that creeps in, and I end up all right, which has been my favorite part of this whole process is the idea of I've sent Carl numerous texts throughout this podcast where I'm like, what the fuck?
That's almost always early in the week.
Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then usually by the end, those of you who listen through, there's very few where we just come off that way.
Yeah, look, it's someone, there's a reason it's here. It's someone's art, someone's baby. We're happy to give it the full length of listens it deserves. And generally a lot of them, even if we don't believe it should be on the list, we got enough good out of it. We see why it's an album that is lauded over.
Yeah, I might listen to the next album 2 times though.
I wouldn't blame you.
God.
But you'll have to log in and check it out and see what that would be. You can follow us on social media at
Backwards Beats Podcast.
Or hit us up on the email at
backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
It has been an absolute pleasure. You guys have made a dream come true for us. Thank you for hanging in with us this entire time.
Yeah. So we got to button this thing up, don't we?
Huh?
We got to button this thing up.
In just 1 second after we say our thank yous. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our stage producer, Nathaniel. Thank you for holding this thing together this evening.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
To the wonderful staff and facility here at Atwaters in Catonsville. True patrons of the arts, true people who took a risk and a chance on us, and they've done it multiple times. We will always love and thank them for all they've given us. And lastly, to you, our humble and loyal and awesome listeners. Oh, our video team
Yes.
Awesome.
Ken and Andy, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming out and doing this. You made this way more pro than I ever anticipated.
Yeah.
So thanks, y'all.
His eyeballs staring at me are freaking me out.
I know, right? Yeah. We're only a year and a half into our 12-and-a-half-year project, which is crazy because we've put out more content than most podcasts ever.
Over 100 hours
Yeah.
of content. We just broke across all of our platforms 2,000 downloads this past month, so that's pretty good.
So we're scaling up.
Yep.
We'll keep doing it
for this month, for the month.
Yeah, for the month.
Yeah, not all the time, yeah.
So, we're finally going to be at the place where hopefully we don't have to make all of our own ads down the road. Though we're happy to abuse other people's brands if they just hand them to us.
Any sprinklers you got out there?
We're going to do it.
That'd be great.
All right, y'all. We're going to wrap tonight up with, can you pull up the stat sheet? Do you have that ability?
I can just read it off here.
Okay. Who is doing our air guitar battle?
I hear we have Samantha.
A very good Samantha.
Wesley.
Wesley.
I'm Wesley.
And Ian.
Is Ian even still here?
I'll stand in for Ian.
Okay.
I love you for that.
Okay, and anybody else who wants to rock out with their cock out, we're going to start.
I'm doing it.
All right, here we go.
Highly qualified.
Come on up. Come on up.
"76 minutes later."
We certainly hope you enjoyed our first live podcast. Lord knows we did. Spend most of our time laughing while editing it.
It was a banger. It was a really good time. It couldn't have gotten any better for a first time out.
Agreed. Not for lack of hard work, especially from the staff of Atwaters. We'd like to thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Joey and his team. Also, our video team.
Yeah, we have Ken and Andy who came out from the Charm City Filmmakers group. Came out and did the videography. Did a great job.
And can't say enough about our producer, Nathaniel. Thank you so much for coming on out. Wait till B-Snatch comes.
B-Snatch knocks.
Backwards Speeds Podcast is a Toodlewood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Speeds Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.